Yo, what's up, everyone? We're back on Chess the James Way, and we are going to try to lose to the Zachbot. So I actually got this idea from a YouTuber none other than Gotham Chess, and basically this Zachbot is rated 100, and he moves basically randomly. So we're going to be trying to see if we can force Zach to checkmate us. So I've seen various strategies, some involving like trying to keep their queen on, keep Zach's queen on the board so that it can have a chance to checkmate you. But I have a different strategy. So I've tried this with my friends, and uh, what I've noticed is that if you just keep one of their pawns on the board, and then you somehow like stalemate their king, but the only move is a pawn move that checkmates you, that's all. That's usually a pretty reliable way to force a checkmate. So we're going to see if we're going to be able to make that happen. So basically, like at the start of this game, I'm just going to go like full sweat mode, try to eliminate as many of his pieces as possible, leave him with just a few pawns, and then after that, like for example, I'm going to target this H pawn here. So I'm going to blockade this H pawn, and I'm going to try to put myself in a position where my king's here, his king is here, and the only move that he can play is h4 checkmate. Now, okay, it's going to be difficult to set up because if I use a pawn, then if I use a knight, the problem is if I move the knight, then it's going to always be able to recapture, if that makes sense. But okay, let's see. I'm just trying to take all his pieces. Okay, so his king's moving. I need to basically be able to stalemate the king. Alright, I'm just gonna try to take all his pieces. You've already won. He says he's already won a few games. Well, little does he know, I actually want him to win. So yeah, that's interesting. Um, all right, let's see how we're gonna set this up. I want a queen, so I'm just gonna try to make a queen real quick. Okay, I think. Okay, I'm gonna get my king over here. Change of plans. I want the. Oh, he's actually helping me. Okay. Ooh, do I want his queen to? I'm gonna leave this here for now. Hmm. Okay, this is promising. Oh, okay. I see something. So if his king's here, and like I have something here, then his only move is gonna be b5 checkmate. Okay, let's see if we can get that to happen. Okay, so I need him to not move any of these pieces. Okay, I need you to go over here. No. Not this way. I need you to go the other way. Okay. Yikes. I guess I'll go here. Yeah, so I need. No, he moved it. Dang it. He moved the pawn. Why did he do that? Okay, I'm gonna try to block off this pawn then, and then try to force him to checkmate me with this one, because that's another thing that I see. Wow, okay, so he actually just is in my head completely. I have another plan. I have another plan. Um, and it involves putting the king on this square here. He's trying to ruin that plan too. Wow. Hmm. This is not easy. Okay, so I need the king to be here. I need a random piece to be here. I need the king here. I need the king here. And then basically what I'm going to do is um Okay, yeah. So I need to, okay, so basically I've come to the conclusion that I need to have a queen. So I'm gonna try to make a queen here. I've come to the conclusion that I need a queen. Okay, I also need to be able to replace this rook with a king forcefully, so that he can't do any like weird shenanigans where he like sacks his pawn. I can't let him sack the pawn. Okay, he's not cooperating. Can you just... No, come on. Why are you being like this? Oh, but I need it to also not be stalemate. Okay, so now, yeah. I'm gonna go here, check. And then I'm gonna go here. Okay, so now the king is in the spot that I need it to be. And I'm gonna trap my rook. Okay. Oh, but it can't be a rook, because the rook's gonna cover this. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a bishop. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make a dark squared bishop. And I'm just gonna tuck this away. I'm gonna put the bishop on e3. Okay, and now I'm gonna try to force the king to f6. And once the king's on f6, I need to get my queen to h7. Because when the queen, okay, so I'm gonna like sack the knight, and then like move the knight again, and try to get the queen to h7 and when the king's on f6. So I need to try to calculate that little situation. Okay. Let's just start with this move. Okay. So I can get the king to f6 right now, but it's not gonna work because of how the other thing is positioned. Okay. How do I do this? Okay, when I move the knight, it has to be check. Okay. To be careful not to stalemate, that would be bad. How do I get the king to f6? Okay, I can force it over here. Has to go to f8. Okay, I'm just gonna name the square that the king has to go to, just to make sure I don't like accidentally set up a stalemate. Okay, it has to go there. Okay, now it has to go to f6 if I go rook here. But actually, what I really want to happen is to be able to check with the knight. I need to be covering like everything here. Okay, this can't be bad. Okay, just get the king to f6. And now... okay, wait, I see something. It's not forced, but it might work. Okay, I'm gonna check. Has to go here. And then I'm going to check with the knight. Like this. I can always go back if it doesn't work. Okay, and then I will... Oh, it's so close. Wait, okay. I think I check like this. Be careful not to checkmate. I think I'm too early. Oh no, I got it. Wait, yeah, check. Yeah, and then I queen f6, because if he goes here, then I can go rook g8 and force e5, and if he goes to h5, I'll just show it in case it doesn't happen. I have So it's queen f6, king h5, queen h4 here, queen h7, king f6, and now the king's forced to f6, and then just make a random move and he has to play e5. Yes, 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 we got it. Yes, and now rook g8 and e5 checkmate is forced. Let's go, we just lost to Zach. Yes. Alright, that was fun. So if you hope you enjoyed it, and I encourage you to try this challenge yourself too. So yeah, just a fun little video that didn't take too long. If you have any other ideas that you wanted to do or fun bots to play, just put that in the comments. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.